Peace out.
Hello VC, Brother Eric here, and welcome to the Plastic Soundwave Cult. Alright, so I decided to do a vinyl finds video. I'm working on another video right now, but it's given me a lot of tough times. It's hard to explain without context, but the video I have been working on has been a little bit of a pain in the butt, and I might have a way to get around it, but it won't seem like the Plastic Soundwave Cult when you watch it. But that's for another time. Right now I figured I'd go over the albums that I've gotten in the last couple of months. I don't get a lot of records at a time, usually. Actually, no, that's wrong. It usually happens in spurts. I'll get like 1 or 2 records a month, and then something will happen and I'll get like 6 in one go, either given to me or last summer I went up to Portland and I did some crate digging up there, and my friend had a bunch of records and he gave me some great records, and I ended up coming back home with like 36 records. So for me, so far, that's been like my biggest windfall. So usually once or twice a year, I do have a windfall. My birthday this year was one of those, and another one is some stuff I'm going to show you here in a second. The first thing I want to show you is when I did my douche edition of Vinyl Tag. I talked about this record. This is still my latest purchase, though I do have 2 albums coming today, but I'll go into that a little bit more later. The Modern Lovers. This album is absolutely incredible. I think if it would have been released in the 80s, it would have been a much bigger hit than what it ended up being. This is a 70s band at this time that just had an incredibly good 80s sound. I actually have to struggle not to put this particular album on constantly. I'm trying to just keep it in the car. I just crank it in the car a lot lately. Hey, are we doing this again? Alright, thank you. So, shh. What are you doing? Alright. Cat trouble. And so, yeah, I can't say enough good things about this album. If you haven't heard it, I urge you, go out and get this. It's just such a good album. It's got a little sense of humor. It's a little punky. It's a little poppy. It's a little rocky. It's that 80s blend where they took everything together and just smashed it together, but these guys did it in the 70s. Yeah, classic record. You can't go wrong with the Modern Lovers. Now, that last album I did buy on Amazon, but for the most part, since the whole isolation thing has started and all that, I was focusing largely on ordering from independent labels and ordering directly from labels. And so I had mentioned 2 record labels, Castleface and Riding Easy. In May, I had ordered an album from a new band for me called Once and Future Band, and Absolutely incredible music. It did take a while. Unfortunately, COVID had made it to where I ordered this in May and I got it about 2 weeks ago. So it took about almost 2 months to finally get the record. At no fault of Castleface. With the pandemic going on, there were not, they make their records in the Czech Republic, and there was no way to get the albums on a plane back to California, so they ended up being shipped by boat. And so I did have to wait a while for this album, but I did get the download and all that. But they really made it up to you with a beautiful, beautiful pressing of some absolutely awesome music. Their music makes me think a lot of the 70s. It's a very 70s sounding band. It's really good music. It does give you a little nostalgic feeling if you grew up in the 70s. I think it's great that young people today can hear songs that sound kind of like what we listened to in those days. I feel like there's a bit of a Yes and Steely Dan kind of influences on this, but it came on clear. It's called Mint Dip. It's really cool how if you look at the label there, that's side one, and so it has like a plain, bottom white area, and then side two has all the little crisscrosses all over it. Beautiful music, beautiful record. I did have to wait to get it, but Castleface did send me a Castleface sampler, which was excellent. I'm going to be ordering some bands off of that I heard on there that I want to get. And not only that, but this album was so good. And this is their second album, their sophomore effort. I couldn't help myself, so I had to get their first album. And this one too. It's actually, yeah, they're like Steely Dan and Yes, but way more psychedelic. I kind of feel there's a psychedelic element into it. They do a great job of mixing these albums, and The stereo on these is absolutely incredible. There's times when he plays the organ and he starts on one side and it goes all the way to the other, and it does that in the speakers too, and that's absolutely incredible to listen to. I'm still familiarizing myself with the first one, but some of the standout songs on here is I'll Be Fine, Tell Me Those Are Tears of Joy, Hide and Seek is another one I like a lot on here. And this one too came on beautiful, beautiful colored vinyl. Oh, look at that. Opaque blue with true blue and white splatter. The cool thing about this album is it took me a little bit to figure it out, how you figure out side one and side two. That's side one. There's side two. I think it's obvious how they do it. It's very subtle, but I like that. I like little things like that they put on records that make them just stand out a little bit more. I know people like to talk shit about colored vinyl. Personally, I love it. I bought records in the 80s. Everything was always black. For me, when I pull out a colored vinyl, especially that first time, it's just like, ooh, ah. I mean, I know I sound real authentic there, but that's how I feel when I first pull out a record. Is you just go, wow. I mean, I pulled out records when I'm looking at them, my kids are walking by and go, oh, wow, that one's really cool. And so on these two records, they did an excellent job on that. I know people say, well, it's hard to tell if they're clean. Okay. Now this next portion is kind of broken up a little bit, how I got them. I didn't get them in the exact correct order, 1 through 10. It came in spurts. One was me ordering the first one on Amazon, not being able to find the second one, and so I went straight to the record company, and that is Easy Riding Records. And the first album I bought on Amazon was Brown Acid First Trip. Now, AGK something, there's only a way I could remember his name right now. I got the letters. He did a great video about this series of records. He even got the little box that comes with it. I'm a little bit cheap, so I didn't go that far, but I did order all of these records in this series so far. Shh. The first one, I actually ended up sending, because I got this first, and when you order the first 9 all in one big group, you get one as well. And so I ended up sending that off to Cosmic Brian, and this came on beautiful opaque lime green smoke. There's a little bit of green smoke in there as well. Of course, we've got the Easy Rider logo. No, Riding Easy. I'm too used to that movie. That's one of my favorite movies, is Easy Rider. And then to switch it to Riding Easy is tough. After I got that album, I wanted to get more in the series, so I was looking for number 2, and you couldn't find it on Amazon. You couldn't even find it on Riding Easy at first. And that's when I found out you could buy 1 through 9 for like around $120 approximately. And I was able to get the second one. And again, it sounds a little bit different than the first one. The first one seems very Deep Purple influenced. The bands on these are bands that were local hits but never really went anywhere nationally. Riding Easy Records goes around. They get the publishing rights for these songs, these rare psych songs from between 1969 and 1979. And so these are all unknown bands, and it's just so cool to hear old songs for the first time. And they digitize these, I think, from actual records, and they do their best to take out some of the clicks and pops, but even when you download these, they still have a little bit of click and pop in them, which I think is great, because when I listen to this music, it's like you're in the 70s, sitting on a beanbag, smoking a bowl, listening to psychedelic rock. And so when they ship these out, they just give you a random order of whatever versions of this record that they have. And they got me a really nice smattering of all the different kinds. So this one here is the second one on beautiful, I believe, translucent green with white smoke. Little label porn. These guys just seem to care about the music that they're selling. It's not like Amazon where they're selling everything, so they kind of don't give a shit about specific things. You could tell love has gone into these records. And so with that grouping, when I first ordered it, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. So it's pretty cool. Like when you do a small order, you get like a little round sticker. But when I ordered these, I got a nice big old sticker. It was really nice, and it's splattered all over my new record shelves. Hee hee. And so this is number 3. The second one seemed a little bit more proggy in a sense to me, a little bit more organ and stuff. The third one kind of moves into that more Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin type sound. Again, this variant here is really nice. It is the 180 gram. So there's the label. There's that one. This one is neat because it is a mispress. The 5th song on side A is not listed on the record. And it was already said that way on Discogs. So, yeah. I ended up getting a nice rare one. Trip number 3. Beautiful black 180. Now, for me, number 4 is the really standout one. Again, you got like the Deep Purple, you got Blue Oyster Cult influences. A lot of these songs sound like songs that you think it's from a certain band until you realize that these are all unknown bands. So they clearly got their influences from, what was being played at that time. And so it's not at all ironic that it came on purple that time. This is opaque with blue smoke. Though they changed up their labels a little bit here. Full color on that one. And this one probably has my favorite song that I've heard out of the whole bunch so far. I mean, it's over 100 songs that you get when you do this. And it's tough to remember them all. But Coming Back by Zeke's is a really, really good song. This album, out of all of them, is my favorite. So far as I've been, digesting all of this music. It's a lot of music to get in one go. And so I'm still kind of learning them some. But I've liked everything I've heard so far. There's never been like, I go, ooh, that would have been nice not to have been on there. So one of the ones I had to wait for was the 5th one. So they sent me the 5th one and the 7th one separately because those had to be repressed. But that did work out in my favor in the end. This one came on beautiful, slightly translucent green and white smoke. Beautiful label. Once again, easy riding on the other side. You start to learn after a while that where it says Brown Acid is the A side and the Easy Riding logo is the B side. If they switch that up, they'll definitely screw me up. Again, this is one of the later ones that I ended up getting, so I'm still learning this one here too. But again, there's not there. It doesn't fall flat the whole time. All of these songs kick ass on here. I know Mammoth is a good song on here that I remember. They all start off with really good bangers for the first song. And I believe this Clockwork by Cybernaut is a really good song. Or no. Fargo is the band See, that's what I'm saying. It gets a little bit confusing because you don't know these guys at all. But it is cool to listen to them. And this is another series of albums where I try to do, I'll play one of those and then play something else because I could play all of these albums all the time. And I probably would be better about memorizing the songs. This one came in the original batch. Again, it's just all bangers. I'm still learning this one. This is trip number 6. This is also purple opaque with white and blue smoke. Side A. A side B. I would say the only bummer is these do come for the most part in paper white sleeves, so I did have to change out the sleeves to my inner sleeves. But there was one exception. They had to repress the 7th one, which is why it came later, and it was worth the wait. Not only are all these songs really good, we got Love, Good Times is a good song. The Darkness by Summit is a good song on here. Peace of Mind by Blizzard, that's an awesome song. Number 7 came in. This is the sleeve that it came in, so it's a polyurethane sleeve. Because I kind of noticed watching AGK's video that the hand poured ones come in these sleeves. This is a hand poured Coke bottle clear, blue and lime green splatter. Side 1 and side 2. Beautiful record. This is one of my favorites. It became one of my favorites. It is so pretty to look at. It sounds awesome. So this ended up being worth the wait because I did get a hand poured one. And I actually ended up, if you go on Discogs and look up that thing, it's this record. I did make the entry for the Coke Bottle Clear on Discogs. Then we move to the 8th one. This is a really good one too. Again, I'm not perfect at citing what songs are what, but School Days is good on here. Wayfarer, I think, was a good song. Cocaine Katie. I mean, you gotta love just the name of that song. Grump does a great cover of Heartbreak Hotel. It's a very, very different cover. This one came on your traditional black, and it's not a 181. It's the one that's the most average, kind of, I guess you would say. This is how it was. This is how you got your records in the 70s. Was like this one. Side A. And a lovely side B. Now we're on to the 9th one. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. I'm just kidding. Keeping it provocative still. This one here came on opaque purple with dark purple. I guess plum. I would call this more of a plum than a purple. Light plum. With just a little hint of smoke in them. Side A. Side B. And there's a band on here called Zuckus, aka Ice, Running High. One of the records that I have coming later today, which will maybe make it on the next Finds video, will be Ice. They redid Riding Easy, redid this album from the 70s, and not this album, but the Ice album, and it's called The Ice Age. And the Zucka song on here is really good, so I'm really looking forward to getting that and listening to that psychedelic album. And then the other album I have, based on AGK's recommendations, is The Goners. So both of those records I'm looking very forward to. And then we finally end with the 10th trip. And I've actually had to buy this separate. I'm sure they have a thing now where you can buy 1 through 10 in one go. I don't know about yet. But this one I did have to buy separately. And it's pretty good. I still need to listen to some more of it. Once again, side A. Side B. On wonderful bright orange, slightly translucent, which is great because it has brown smoke on it, so it does look a little bit like a butt stain. But hey, it's brown acid, right? So it's the first one that has a little bit of brown in it. And so those are my latest finds. Again, I'm hoping that other video can get up soon. I have another video that I'm getting ready to do about all the tapes that I've been finding, and just digitizing those and then being able to listen to those in the car, because I don't actually have a tape player in my car, so I can just Bluetooth it through my phone. Yeah, so that's one little thing there. I got more videos coming on the way. Sorry it took a little bit of time to get this one, but I did have some technical difficulties with the other video that hopefully will be coming out soon. So I will hopefully see you soon. It ain't just about the music. Meow, baby.